Greetings and happy salutations. I'm Sin Wicked, and this is the Year of Clamp Recap Week 5, Magic Knight Rayearth episodes 25 to 32. We've hit a mighty big vein of padding, so let me try and isolate the nuggets of useful information for you all. When we last left the Knights, Umi had done the monumentally stupid and allowed Alcyone to blast her with a spell. The result was a sudden shrieking plummet out of the sky. But don't worry, kiddies. Fu to the rescue! Yeah, you heard me right. Fu actually remembers that she has useful magic and keeps Umi from making a rune god-shaped crater on the surface of Cephiro. Hikaru, meanwhile, tries to use the power of friendship speeches to convince Alcyone to join the rest of the refugees in Sephiro's crystal penis, and lend her powers to defending the remnants of Cephiro until the new pillar appears. Given Hikaru and Alcyone's history, that goes about as well as you'd expect. Meanwhile, Eagle does nothing. Yeah, Autozam is just kind of there during this whole exchange. Alcyone goes crazy eyes and pulls out the Rita Repulsa laugh before dropping her voice 3 octaves and monologuing as an entirely different individual. It's the Shadow Lady from Hikaru's Nightmares, and Nova. She's made just for Hikaru, and she's creepy. Also, for those that are into that sort of thing, the Yuri ratings on Hikaru and Nova are just shy of actual sex. So, ship away. Alcyone fades out, and the girls remember Autozam exists, and asks why they're here in Cephiro. But before they get an answer, the third not penis of the season arrives in the form of the Great Dragon from Dragon Ball Z? Ryusei of Die Ranger? That's the Red Dragon Thunderzord to you Power Rangers fans. This is the Dome of Farin, which is totally not China. Inside, we find the child princess of Farin, who has one of the most annoying voices in existence. Regardless of which language track you use. She sees the rune gods and decides she wants to fight them. Using the secret arts of her family, Asuka instructs her man-boy slave to give her the paper and brush for some good old-fashioned calligraphy magic! Which is totally not a simplified and
racist
stereotyping of not China at all. Nope, nope, nope. The Knights fight Asuka's slow as fuck paper dragon illusion thing. Eagle once more uses GTFO and finds it super effective. Asuka makes her illusion spit fireballs and manages to hit her big, long dragon with her own balls. It'd be sad if I wasn't still too busy laughing at Umi's reaction to the dragon when she first sees it.
It's so long!
We get a power of friendship moment when the girls vow to once more fight together. Then we get villain vows, by having Nova vow to kill Hikaru's friends with a certain degree of sadistic glee, and Lantis vows to end the pillar system. Hikaru has more nightmares, now even while she's awake. Nova continues to be creepy and threatens Hikaru's friends. Sephiro's still falling apart. Clef shows the girls the room holding the proof of the pillar at the very top of Sephiro's crystal penis. Standard fantasy defenses are in effect. The water kills the unworthy. The door only has 3 keys. You know, that kind of thing. The 3 keys are Clef's ring, Lantis' sword, and Zagato's ridiculous armor. We see Lantis and Zagato in a flashback discussing the merits of the pillar system, and Hikaru decides that if the pillar isn't in the crystal penis yet, that must mean they're still somewhere out there in Cephiro, and decides she's going out to find the survivors. Arguments ensue about how dangerous it is to go alone, and eventually Hikaru takes Lantis along because he's got sad eyes. So he's both wooby and broody? My gods, he's a perfect score for animated hottie bingo! We go to not Sephiro's Shadow Phallus, and have more creepy Nova talk, and find out the name of the Silhouette Lady. Meet Lady Debonair, who is a grade A monologuing villain. She's also been working on her evil laugh. Hikaru and Lantis talk. Their relationship develops, but they aren't really saying anything earth-shattering. It's basically just an excuse to develop the Hikaru-Lantis relationship some more. The Hikaru show continues with everyone in the palace worrying about her. Then Eagle appears there, and it's fighty times! Then he uses a Pokeball and captures the wild Hikaru. Lantis goes to pursue Eagle, but is stopped by Alcyone, who believes him to be Zagato. Obviously after a fairly extensive haircut. Alcyone's a little more bugfuck from last season. Umi and Fu know Hikaru is in danger, somehow, and fly off to rescue her while she wakes up on the not penis of Autozom in a new outfit. That's right, folks. Upon kidnapping a 15-year-old girl, Eagle stripped her, put her into a frilly dress, and then threw all her clothes into a scanner. I'd worry about Pedo Bear showing up again, but I've put out traps so the little asshole's not getting in this week. Hikaru meets the crew of the Autozom not penis, and admits she's from Tokyo, not Cephiro. Meanwhile, Lantis one-shots Alcyone and summons a shiny Rapidash to go rescue Hikaru. Eagle explains Autozom is in Cephiro because they're running out of fuel for their technological society. Subtle oil dependency and invasion predilection is super subtle, and maybe a little
racist.
Lantis blows a hole in the not penis's shaft and kicks Eagle's ass, but before he can take Hikaru, both she and her armor are teleported away. Finally, Hikaru comes face to face with Nova, and the next episode or so is a lot of awkward moments, as Nova just keeps saying, "I want to hate fuck you until you split in half! Only with magic!" Only really notable things from this fight. We're in Shadow Cephiro now instead of normal Cephiro, so the rune gods are only at half power, and Nova can use all of Hikaru's magic! Lady Debonair has an entirely pointless villain gloating scene, and then Nova shatters Hikaru's sword and blasts a hole into Rayearth's chest. Because of magic! Hacks! Nova says, "Goodbye, Hikaru. Sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning." And then Umi and Fu take her back to the safety of Cephiro's crystal penis. I feel like something's missing. Something...
racist.
Oh, right! Back over with Farin, we're introduced to the last of the nations when a giant flying oil lamp appears. Meet the only not penis faction of the season. Shizeta, which with all its silk, belly dancer costumes, pillows instead of chairs, and, oh yeah, ship-shaped like a giant genie's lamp, totally isn't India.
Racist.
Shizeta's forces are led by Tarta and Tatra, a pair of twins who want to take Cephiro for their own because their planet is tiny and they want more land. Which is also the most logical of the various invasion reasons. Back with the Magic Knights, it's time for our fan service episode, with a nice hot bath. It was all Caldina's idea. Pertinent information shared is Caldina is actually from Chizeta originally, although, like Lantis' tour of Autozom, how they got through Cephiro's old force shield to actually travel between worlds isn't explained. With Hikaru's sword shattered, she can't summon Rayearth and is therefore only half a Magic Knight. And Presea says that if Escudo was shattered, then that is bad juju, as in Cephiro, Escudo is said with the same reverence the Marvel Universe reserves for adamantium. Leaving the girls to their discussions about who has the best looking boobs. Nope, I'm dead serious. That's what they actually talk about, for the most part.
Well, if we're talking about gals who are top-heavy, then that definitely describes Alcyone.
Because that's what women do, right? Anyway, enough about boobs. We have brooding tall dudes to check in on. Lantis has captured Alcyone and stuck her in another timeout bubble, like the one from last season. We learn Lady Debonair is actually a creature wished for by the people of Cephiro, and that she's out to destroy all of Cephiro. The alarms go off, and Umi and Fu go off to fight Chizeta, while Hikaru emos some more about her broken sword. The fight against Tarta and Tatra shows us that all the magic of Chizeta and Farin is actually a very special breed of magic. One I'm going to call
racist.
Magic. The Chizetans use the power of dance to summon and control djinns. Djinns whose chief ability seems to be creeping out their opponents with the power of rape face. This goes on for entirely too long as Umi and Fu keep freaking out over how creepy the dancing djinn are. Asuka uses her illusion spell again to create a giant version of her man-boy slave, and between the djinn and the illusion, Umi and Fu are captured. Fu taken by the forces of Farin, and Umi by Chizeta. The episode closes with Presea telling Hikaru that if she's willing to risk her life, Presea will help Hikaru reforge her sword.
From the ashes a fire shall be woken, a light from the shadow shall spring. Renewed shall be blade that was broken. The crownless again shall be king.
That's the end of the plot recap for this week, and normally this is where I'd expand on some aspect of the series that I felt should be addressed based on what we watched, but this week's block of episodes was so full of padding and repeating itself that there isn't really anything to talk about. This season is very much the Hikaru show, and because of that, a lot of characters are getting neglected or just shoehorned as necessary to further the Hikaru plot. Vario's gone from being an adventuring badass to being an entirely forgettable space filler. In fact, the only support character from Series 1 I've seen do anything has been Clef, and mostly he's been using his Summon Chair spell. Other than that, I guess this week I'll talk about the Magic Knight Rayearth instrumental soundtrack. The music in Magic Knight Rayearth is remarkably repetitive, but surprisingly that isn't a detractor for this soundtrack. In Series 1, there were very few set pieces, and each had a purpose. Battle theme, exposition theme, and traveling theme all being good examples. It helped to reflect the JRPG format of the series, and helped to tell the viewer how to interpret some of the trickier scenes. Unfortunately, in Series 2, while the music is overall great with some really fun general themes, the musical cues for both Chizeta and Farin are highly annoying and stereotypical musical riffs that grate really quickly when you've heard them looped for 20 minutes. I'm looking at you, Fight with Chizeta. You know what you did. So, since I don't really have anything else to talk about this week, I'll leave you now with this scene of Makona eating Primera. Ooh, let's watch that again! One more time! I love it! I can only hope that it happens again as we continue. And that the plot picks up again. But that's all in the future, and we'll get to it in time. After all, this is the year of Clamp, and we're doing it all, 1 week at a time. See ya!
"幸せそう